Hello, my name is Arethia Brooks and welcome to my channel here at Essentials to a Journey, where we discuss all things self-care and mindset, particularly the expansion, growth, and the evolution of your mind. And before we get into today's topic of discussion, I'd like to introduce myself. I am an author, writer, entrepreneur, certified health coach, the list goes on. And for those of you who are new here, welcome to my channel, and if you are returning, welcome back. So let's go ahead and get into today's topic. In today's topic, we discuss 6 limiting beliefs to overcome to unleash your potential. And the first limiting belief that you will want to overcome to unleash your potential is to, I don't want to say rid, but I want to say remove the I am not ready statement. Remove this type of energy. So anything that you may be placing around telling yourself that you're not ready, because we all at some point have come to a point where we just have felt as if we're not ready for something because we don't know enough, we haven't done enough, we don't have enough experience. And it's so totally okay to feel this and to come to terms with it, but to be able to move through it, to recognize it, the statement that I'm not ready, maybe you feel that way, to recognize it, but still to do it anyway. It's that sense of feeling the fear and doing it anyway. So when we can begin to remove the statement of I am not ready, we can begin to develop a more healthier way of looking at ourselves mentally, a healthier way of developing greater successes. So just being mindful of the I am not ready statement, seeing it for what it is, but also allowing yourself to move past it. I know for me personally, I've had plenty of experiences of telling myself that I am not ready years ago. Before I even started this channel, I think I went back and forth with I'm not ready, it's not the right timing. And then I just literally had to wake up to this thought of the I am not ready, and to just tell myself, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna stop creating excuses and I'm just going to do it. I am ready. I have everything I need. This is the right time. So that is the first limiting belief that we can overcome in order to unleash our potential. The second limiting belief we want to look at is the I don't have the resources. Now, this is a tricky one because it's so easy to look around and say, well, I don't have this, and I don't have the right amount of money, or I don't know the right people. But I guarantee you there's something within your vicinity that you have that you're able to work with. And I believe a lot of successful people, those people who, and what I mean by successful is those people who have gone on to hit milestones in their career, they started from exactly where we were or are or have been at some point, of feeling like we just don't have the right resources. And they've had to move in a direction. What made them so successful is they were able to move out of that and able to grasp whatever it was that they had with them momentarily in order to propel themselves within their life. So the limiting belief of I don't have the right resources, we can replace this by beginning to tell ourselves, I have everything that I need. I have everything that I need right now in order to move forward. And you can begin, once you start saying this statement and repeating it over to yourself, you can begin to look for evidence of it. So say, for example, you are looking to learn how to cook, and you can begin by looking, oh, well, maybe if you have a phone and you have access to a phone, I'm pretty sure you have access to YouTube. You can totally do a search on people that are cooking, that are really good at it, that can give you the tools that you need in order to develop this skill set. So it's really about looking around with seeing what you have within your vicinity of what do I already have access to right now, and diligently looking for that and letting go of the statement of I don't have enough, or with this, and replacing that with the statement that I have enough and I have everything I need, all the resources right now. The third limiting belief that we can let go of in order to, or that we can overcome in order to unleash our potential, is to, I want to say, let go of the statement of I always fail doing this. Yes, this is a statement that get so many of us in trouble, I think. And it could be the fact that you just haven't had enough evidence in your reality to show you proof that you're good at it. It just takes really paying attention to your surroundings and paying attention actually to your thought process of I always fail at doing this, and letting go of that and finding ways and finding reasons as to why you are good at doing something. So you can let that go, let go of the I always fail at doing this, and look for evidence of this, of you actually being successful. So maybe you've not had enough experience with writing and you want to develop your skill of writing. Well, you can begin by looking for ways that you can improve your writing skill. Maybe you want to start a journal and just have a journal on hand and take, maybe all it takes as little as 5 minutes a day to develop your writing skill. I know for me personally, I love writing and I studied writing. That's what I have a degree in. I have a bachelor's degree in English professional writing. And even as a writer and having this degree, I feel good about my writing skill, but I also know that I could develop this skill even more, especially when it comes to my ability to be able to be good at marketing, learning the skill of marketing. And a way to do this for me is I take 5 minutes every day and I just write down creative ways of writing. And it could be, it's all as little as one sentence. And I do it for 5 minutes. And it's like, what I do is I kind of play a little game with myself. Is let's see how many sentences I can get done within this 5 minutes that are super creative and that are fun, I don't put a lot of thought into it. I just allow myself to do it. So you can overcome this I always fail at doing this by finding ways to improve yourself, and combating this by taking the initiative to further develop your writing skill, or taking the initiative to expand your knowledge on a particular topic. So taking initiative and letting go of the I always fail at doing this. So the fourth limiting belief, to overcome, to unleash your potential, is this limiting belief is, it's like, okay, so this is too competitive. That's the limiting belief. We'll start with that. This is too competitive. This is another one I think that gets us in trouble. It's almost like you failed before you began. You've just given up, you've thrown in the towel, you've said, okay, this is too competitive, this is not my thing. Well, finding ways to, sometimes if you just have to have fun with it. If it's too competitive, for me, when I'm having issues with something that may feel a little bit more competitive and out of my league, I try to find a way to get my mind wrapped around it in a different way, of just perceiving it differently. And I'll say or play a little game like, okay, I know I did this, but maybe I can do this, or I'll get better at it. And I'm gonna play a game and I'm gonna work on this, and then within 2 weeks I'm gonna be here, or I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna be there. And just really hyping yourself up and not allowing your mind to tell you that something is too competitive, but again, taking the initiative to take the steps towards embracing the competition, embracing what it is that you want to get better at, and not allowing your mind to trick you into believing that you can't do something because it's too competitive. So that's another limiting belief. That's the fourth limiting belief that tends to get us in trouble and can hold us back. And we can overcome this to unleash our potential if we really put our minds to it. So the fifth limiting belief to overcome, to unleash your potential, is one of the limiting beliefs is something that I can relate to, is the industry is oversaturated. And this is one that it may or may not necessarily be true. Maybe it is true. Maybe there are industries that are super oversaturated and there are a lot of people that are trending and going towards it, but it doesn't have to stop us from achieving and being successful and going towards it. We can begin to turn and tell ourselves that even though this may be oversaturated, I'm gonna do it anyway. Even though this is oversaturated, I still want to see what this is all about. So it's really changing your perception about this statement. You know, this is a way that we can overcome this in order to unleash our potential, by seeing it as, okay, this is something that my mind is telling me. Maybe it is true, maybe it's not, but I'll never know unless I give this a shot. I'll never know what could be if I don't try this, and if I don't try it on for myself. Maybe it is oversaturated, but also maybe I'm going to be super successful at it. So it's really how you're looking at this limiting belief, talking yourself up and telling yourself that, okay, even though this is what I see as my outcome, I'm not. And it's also about not even being focused on other people, but coming back to yourself and focusing on you and on your journey, and not with what everybody else is doing in the industry. So that is the fifth limiting belief that kind of holds us back. But we can, again, overcome this in order to unleash our potential, by telling ourselves that even though this may be true, it's probably going to work out for me. So the sixth limiting belief and the final limiting belief that we can overcome to unleash our potential is, I don't think this person likes me. This is one that a lot of people get hung up on. Sometimes we can talk ourselves out of a situation, or from going towards a particular person or something that might be good for us, maybe a wonderful relationship, and we tell ourselves, oh, well, maybe I don't think this person likes me. And we look for evidence of it. We look for it in a smile or a frown or a discontent or a shoulder shrug, or not getting any attention at all from a particular person. And this may not necessarily be the case. You know, it might not be that the person doesn't like you or the people don't like you. We can begin to, again, change our perception by saying that, okay, we can start with, if we're feeling as if something or someone or a person doesn't like us, or a group of people don't like us, we can say, oh, well, maybe this is true, but I like myself. Or maybe this is true, but I will overcome this, or things can get better, and I don't always have to perceive in this way. So those are ways that we can begin to combat this limiting belief. And this is a limiting belief that really does hold us back, and it really does prove to be stagnant, especially when it comes to our mindset growth. So challenging ourselves to see a situation as, maybe it would be unrealistic to say that everyone loves us. You know, not everybody, you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea, as the saying goes. And I don't want to place that upon anyone to say that, oh, well, everybody in the world is going to like you, or maybe you should create a belief around everyone likes me. But you can say to yourself, well, you can begin by starting within and saying, well, I like myself. And because I like myself, the outer world is going to reflect that back to me. So it's starting as simple as that. You don't necessarily have to go into, oh, well, this person doesn't like me, or those group of people don't like me. You can just say simply, I like myself, therefore the world reflects that back to me. And those are the 6 limiting beliefs that will hold us back, but we can overcome them in order to unleash our potential. So again, a recap on the 6 limiting beliefs to overcome to unleash your potential. First one is, I am not ready. The second one is, I don't have the right resources. The third one is, I always fail doing this. The fourth is, this is too competitive. The fifth one is, the industry is oversaturated. And the sixth one is, I don't think this person likes me. So when we can get a handle on these 6 limiting beliefs by changing our perception of them, by thinking differently of them, we can begin to overcome and step into our greatest potential and become the best and better version of ourselves. So this is all I have for you today in regard to mindset, growth, evolution, and expansion. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe so that others are able to find this, but also so that you're able to stay in the know whenever I create another topic of discussion similar to this one. And if you'd like, please go ahead and check out the playlist linked to this video with similar content that you can dive into in order to develop and improve your mindset. So thank you for being here with me today. Thank you for taking the time to care for your mind, to care for your mindset, your growth, your evolution, the expansion of your mind. And I look forward to seeing you and having you back in another video discussion and topic such as this one. And until next time, I wish you peace, light, and much love.